Hello, welcome to Producers First. I'm Keefe, and this webinar is meant to explain to you the steps of your initial match payment to your consultant, requesting payment for your consultant, and your reporting requirements. Hopefully this webinar will explain things for you, but if you have more questions, that's fine. There is contact information on the last slide for myself and for Teresa Feiner, who handles payments for Producers First. To begin with, let's talk about the match payment requirement. It's up to you to schedule meetings with your consultant and to work towards your goals. Your consultant should provide you with invoices of his or her time with you, and then it's your responsibility to pay them at least the amount of match required by your contract. Evidence of this match payment, such as a copy of the check that you send them, will be required for your first request for payment. The details of this arrangement are in your contract. And that will look something like this. It's then your responsibility to request that DATCAP pay your consultant directly. You'll need 5 things for this request. The first is the proof that you paid the initial 10% match, as we just discussed. And for that, you'll need documentation of that payment, such as the copy of the check. Second thing that you'll need is a request for payment form, shown here. You should have received a copy of this form, but we can always send you another. The third thing that you need are itemized invoices from your consultant. The fourth is samples of work that you've done with the consultant, such as a copy of an expense by crop report or any other work that you've done with them. And the fifth thing that you need is any required reports, and we'll be discussing those soon. You can send those requests for payment to the Producers First email shown here or the address shown here, and you may request payment for your consultant up to once a month. You should expect that payments to the consultant will go out 2 to 4 weeks after we receive them, as long as we have the 5 pieces of documentation from the previous slide. The match payment documentation, a request for payment form, itemized invoices, work samples, and any required reports, which we'll talk about now. Let me tell you about reporting. Progress reports. There's only one progress report that's required, and the due date is in your contract. I'll send you a reminder about this report a few weeks before it's due, along with a report template. If you're requesting more than a third of your total support amount before your progress report, then you'll need to complete that progress report before DATCAP pays the consultant. This is a safeguard on payments in order to make sure that you meet the reporting requirements. We also withhold a quarter of the total amount for the consultant until you provide the final report. I will also provide a template for the final report a few weeks before your project complete date. You can refer to your contract. Oh, I should also mention that you will have 60 days after your project complete date to complete that final report. And as I said, this is all in your contract. And though the contract is written in some legalese, it has all the information I've presented to you. And it defines the scope of your work with Producers First, including when your progress and final reports are due, and how to request payment for your consultant. A final note, here's the information about reports that's in your contract, Section 5, that you can refer to. One last thing about reports. Don't worry, they're not too long or too difficult, but they are important so that we can communicate the impact of Producers First to our funding sources, which means that more producers like you will have this opportunity. A copy of these slides will be available to you so that you can refer to them when you need it. As you have questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Just let us know, because we're here to support you in any way that we can. Thank you for your work growing Wisconsin's local foods. We wish you every success. Polycom. Thanks to Polycom.